Hi guys. The last video you would have seen from my channel was either like a waking up at 5 a.m. thing or like a video with my friends where we analyze different forensic science movies to see how accurate it is because we are forensic science students. But now I feel like my channel is about to go through a drastic change. It's about to become kind of like a lifestyle slash book review slash I don't know, in general kind of stuff. So anyway, today's video is just going to be mainly about unboxing something. So I've recently got into books, and especially I'm obsessed right now with buying physical books. I used to only be reading the ebooks, but yeah, my recent obsession of getting books has blown out of proportion. So I actually got I started getting books like I would say like June or something. I didn't get a lot of books, but July was when I got my first like big bunch of books. And July is my birth month, so I was like, I'll treat myself. And I ordered a bunch of books on Instagram known as Allura Bookstore. I'll put the links to that place. It's very good. You guys can check it out. They give good service and the books are all good quality. And they give free bookmarks also, depending on how many books you buy. All right. And then I visited a couple of bookstores and I like just picked up a couple of books. For the unboxing of the previous thing, not unboxing as such, I'll just put a photo of the different books that I got. And the next big purchase I've made is at the end of July, but I received the books right in the last day of July. I received the books on July 31st. I haven't opened it. I wanted to open it on camera and also like I guess kickstart my YouTube channel again from the dead, bring it up again from the dead. So I'll just get started, I think. Okay, so first I'll show you the books that I got from this thing, and then I'll show you a couple of books that I picked up from the bookstore, and also a couple of books that I've been gifted by my very nice friends. Okay, like I said, I usually read the e-copy of books, so I don't have physical copies. But some books that I loved so much, I wanted to have physical copies, and hence I ordered some of the books that I've already read. So let's get started. So the first two books that I want to talk about is these two. So these two are part of a book series. This is the first book, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and this is the second book, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold: Tales from the Cafe. So these two actually got to know. I got to know about this book through my friend from college, and so I read the synopsis of it, and I was like, this is very interesting. So I got that, and it's also a tiny book, so I was like, why not? And I found that there was a sequel to this, and also there is going to be a third book to this series. I found that through Bookstagrammer. I'll put their link again. And also the many of the books that I find and I put on my to be read list is through another Bookstagrammer, and her Bookstagram name is The Books I've Loved. I've got most of my recommendations from her, and she's never disappointed me. So, there, I'm going to plug her also. Okay, the next book is A Man Called Ove. If I'm not wrong, if I'm not pronouncing that wrong, I was pronouncing it wrong. It's actually called A Man Called Ove. So, there it is. This, I will tell you the story. Basically, I've read another book by this author, Frederick Bachman. I don't want to mispronounce his name. He's an amazing author. I got all that from just reading one book of his. I'm very particular about the writing styles of the books that I've read. I have a very short attention span when it comes to books that are outside the genre of rom com or romance novels. So you really need to have like, I don't know, simple enough writing or like just break it down for me to be able to, what do you say, pay attention and follow through the story. And I really liked his writing style in the book called Anxious People, coming to which I got that book too. You'll be surprised or kind of confused of I have read this book, but now I'm getting the physical copy. I mean, like I've already said, I've read ebooks, but I'm getting the physical copy now. But this one, I've actually read the physical copy of it, but I had borrowed it from somebody and I fell in love with this book and I needed the physical copy for myself. So I was like, I'm getting this. So this is the book that I fell in love with. Must read for sure. It's an amazing book. Um, yeah, so I heard about this book also from my friend who recommended Anxious People. So I have to thank her for these two books. The next book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one is a masterpiece. I absolutely love this book. Oh my god, okay. I was very hesitant to reading this book, but once you read it, you will absolutely fall in love with this book. It's just beautiful. I have no other words. It's just a must read. Okay, the next thing is a book series that I've heard about a lot from Instagram, which is The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. Yeah, so I don't know much about this book. I'm going to be going in blind into these books, these two books especially, because I do not know anything except that they're really good. And I do not know what they're based on, what kind of genre it is. But I've heard a lot, and not gonna lie, the book covers are really pretty. So I'm like, okay, why not? Next is the Hookline and Sinker. So this is actually a sequel to another book that I have, but I have not read yet, and that is part of my previous unboxing. It's called It All Happened One Summer. So this is a sequel of that, and obviously, I kind of if I find about sequels of books that I've read or that I want to read, I will want to read the sequels too because your girl can't leave things unfinished. So, next book is Things We Never Got Over. And this thing again is recommended by Pauline, the books I've loved. I do not know anything about this book except its romance and heartbreaking is what I've heard. Might be wrong, but yeah, I'm going in blind. This book, The Unhoneymooners. I absolutely love this book. I love the enemies to lovers trope, and this book, yeah. And Christina and Lauren, this is, oh yeah, I think this is the first book that I've read by Christina and Lauren, and I am in love. So I really wanted the physical copy, and hence I got it. Okay, final few books from this unboxing. I cannot stop talking about these two books or just this series. Summer I Turned Pretty and It's Not Summer Without You. There is a third book. I know it'll always be summer. I couldn't get my hands on it, but I will eventually get it. But I just I this is the first time I'm getting into Jenny Han's books. I've heard about To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You. I don't know the third book. I've heard about Jenny Han books. I've seen all the three movies. However, my life changed for the best when I saw The Summer I Turned Pretty, the series. Just a masterpiece. I will keep promoting that show. I'm in love with that show. And so I was like, I am obsessed with that show so much so that I needed to read the books. And I read all the books, ebooks of it, and I was like, you know what, I love this so much. I really need the physical copies of it too. So got this. I must say, I'm Team Jeremiah, and Jenny Han did him dirty in the books. So I am just praying and hoping to the Lords that she doesn't do that in the series. Team Conrad, don't come for me. Whatever. Okay, so the final books in the series of books that I got in this unboxing, I do not have enough hands to hold these books up, but I'm just gonna say, like, show like two at a time. So, this is the Twisted Love series. And yeah, again, they have such pretty covers, and I've heard lots of good things about these four books. Okay, so there's Twisted Love, Twisted Lies, is not in the order. I do not know the order. And Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. These are such pretty books, and I've heard a lot too, so I was like, I will read it. I don't care. Okay, so coming to the few books that I got, either through gifts or that I picked up from the bookstore. This is the only book that I picked up from the bookstore, which is by an Indian author, and I do not want to say the author's name and butcher it, so I'm just going to let you read it. And it's called You Only Live Once. I just picked it up because I'm like, romance, you always got me. But yeah, I'm going in blind, so I really don't know what is in this book, but I'm hoping it's something good. So yeah. And finally, I'm going to do these two first. So these are books that I got gifted thanks to my wonderful friend. And yeah, these are Normal People and Beautiful World, Where Are You? These are both by Sally Rooney. Again, heard a lot, and I want to broaden my range of genres instead of only reading romance. And if you can hear something in the background, that's the rain. I'm so sorry about that, but yeah, I've heard really good things about her and her books. I know Normal People is a series, but I kind of figured I'll just read the book. And the final book is All Imperfect. Oh my gosh, it's in the name. It's perfect. It's amazing. I am absolutely in love with Colleen Hoover books. I have a few books. I got a few books from the last bunch of books that I got, and I picked up my first love from her series of books, which is It Ends With Us. I just fell in love with her at that point, and then I was like, I will read all your books. I am your loyal fan. Before we actually leave, I forgot to mention that the name of the store that I got, it's actually an online store and it's called the Rights Bookstore. I'll leave the link for them below. All the books seem to be in great condition, so I would definitely recommend you to get books from them. And they also gave me a lot of bookmarks, 16 bookmarks to be exact, and they're very cute. So this is one of the bookmarks, and in the back there's quotes. So it's, I guess there are never enough books. That is so true. I agree. And in the back it says, it is better to know one book intimately than 100 superficially. That is also true. I agree. And it says, classic, a book which people praise and don't read. That is so true. I do not read the classics. Don't come to me. Then there's this one, which is really pretty, and it says Ikigai on it. And on the back it says, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. That is so true. One thing I love about books is the ability of it to transform you to just another world. You're just living in another world. And that's just amazing. And the final two are these two. And in one it says, a room without books is like a body without a soul. So true. And this one says, many people, myself among them, feel better at the mere sight of a book. I agree. These are all very nice. I would definitely recommend you to get stuff from here. So yeah, hope you liked all that, and I will continue to do unboxing videos of books that I've got, because I will continue to buy books till my heart feels full. Okay then. Hope you enjoy the video. Please, if you're a reader, just spam the comments with anything that you want, anything that you want to talk about. If you want to talk about any of the books that I've mentioned that I've read already, and if you want to talk about Colleen Hoover, I'm always here. So, all right then. I hope you have a great day. I'll put links to whichever social media is public, and yeah. Otherwise, YouTube is the only place where you can reach me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.